Edie Lush, and I'm here in the Hub Culture Pavilion in Davos at the World Economic Forum. Really delighted to be joined by Justin Blake, Global Lead Executive Positioning for Edelman. I had a lot of CEOs standing exactly where you are talking to me, really worried about the lack of trust in themselves this year.
Yeah, it was a tough year for CEOs in the Edelman Trust Barometer. Trust went down in CEOs, and the fact is experts from within a company, academics, regular employees, they're much more trusted than CEOs are.
What do they need to do to build trust?
Yeah, there are a few things that we recommend CEOs do to build trust. It might be easy to feel, well, I'm not that trusted, maybe I should just bury my head in the sand and kind of be quiet. Actually, we feel it's really important that they engage, but they have to engage on topics that are relevant. One of the really nice things about Davos is the conversations are about topics that people care about, and the majority of CEOs that come here for a reason. They come to engage, they come to talk about things that are of greater societal relevance than just the spreadsheets from their business. So it's a really good place for CEOs to start building trust and to be meeting directly with the stakeholders that really have an impact on shaping trust for them as well.
I heard actually from some CEOs saying that this year it felt more specific, a little bit more relevant. Davos, is that what your experience is?
Yeah, Edie, that's the same thing I've heard from so many different participants. It's, you know, there's some years where there's one global event or one major speaker that kind of dominates. Mm-hmm. This year it was more there's a grab bag. Mm-hmm. And all of it was substantive and really complex issues. So whether it be climate change, gender equality, monetary policy, these are not exactly topics that are solved in one session, mm-hmm. are solved in one Davos. They're kind of ongoing, and there was a somberness in the tone as well, because I think there's also a general acceptance that these are almost intractable, and what can we actually do to start making some real progress on these issues? So it was a pretty somber year overall.
And it felt, it's an amazing moment. I had Martin Wolf from the Financial Times in here, and he's just, you know, we live in incredibly exciting times. With the Greek elections, with the Swiss banks change, the European central banks change, worry about Russia, Ukraine. It also feels like geopolitics are really important to CEOs this year too.
Yeah, I mean, I think geopolitical issues are definitely on the agenda, and I think it also depends very much on what a specific CEO is focusing on here. So for example, the CEO might spend most of their time trying to do business, meeting with 40 different potential business partners, you know, almost treating it like how someone might treat the lounge at an airport and have people coming in and meet with them. But other CEOs want to engage around a particular issue.
Right.
So it really depends on the actual individual.
So tell me, what are your thoughts on Davos this year? Anything you noticed?
Well, I think one of the key things that notice, and I'm definitely living this myself, is ties have come back here.
Right.
And this is a funny thing, but years ago, the World Economic Forum used to fine anyone that wore a tie. And for years, people started wearing them again. And somehow, out of the blue, everyone started wearing ties again this year. And one of the odd things about Davos, you mentioned geopolitics, is people will take the most mundane things here and start making these giant geopolitical assumptions based on them. So why is everyone wearing a tie? Does this have to do with the economy? Does it have to do with macroeconomics? My sense is the reason people are wearing ties again here is because a lot of people started wearing ties, people saw them wearing ties, and then they started doing it. So the masters of the universe are not
just mirrors.
Exactly. We're all kind of lemmings, and myself included.
Justin, thank you so much for stopping by the Hub Culture Pavilion here in Davos, and I'm Edie Lush.